Picture this: a YouTuber accidentally clicks a button and loses over $200,000 in seconds. Another stands motionless for 38 hours straight while strangers smear mustard on his face. And one creates a pizza so massive it could feed an entire city. Welcome to the wild world of YouTube creators who didn't just chase views. They shattered world records that left everyone speechless. From million-dollar mistakes to jaw-dropping feats of endurance, these aren't your average content creators. They're risk-takers, record breakers, and sometimes just plain reckless individuals who push the boundaries of what's possible on the internet. But here's the twist: not all of these records came from triumph. Some were born from spectacular failures, public controversies, and moments that made the world collectively gasp. So buckle up, because you're about to discover the most insane, heartbreaking, and mind-blowing world records ever set by YouTubers. Let's kick things off with a mistake so expensive it hurts to even think about. iShowSpeed, the high-energy streamer known for his explosive reactions, made history in May 2023 for one of the most expensive accidental purchases ever caught on camera. During a live stream, a fan dared him to buy a Roblox shirt priced at 18 million Robux. Speed hesitated, asking his chat how much that would actually cost. When he heard the answer, over $200,000, his eyes widened. But despite the warning signs and his chat screaming at him to stop, Speed clicked the purchase button, thinking a verification screen would pop up first. It didn't. The moment of realization was pure chaos. Speed went through all 5 stages of grief in under 6 minutes: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and finally a kind of shocked acceptance that he'd just spent enough money to buy a Lamborghini on a digital picture of Shrek. The internet couldn't believe it. This wasn't just a record for an expensive in-game purchase. It was a masterclass in instant regret. Thankfully, Speed eventually got his money back from the fan who sold the item, but the moment itself is forever etched in streaming history as one of the most outrageous financial blunders ever broadcast live. But if you think losing $200,000 is bad, wait until you hear about KSI's cryptocurrency catastrophe. Back in March 2022, the British YouTuber and musician announced he'd invested over $2.8 million into Luna cryptocurrency. He tweeted about it confidently, calling it either the best or worst trade of his life. He positioned himself as someone who saw an opportunity and had to take it. His fans immediately warned him. Comments flooded in calling it a terrible investment, comparing it to setting money on fire and driving it off a cliff. Turns out, they were absolutely right. Just 1 month later, KSI opened his crypto wallet on stream and his face said it all. The $2.8 million had evaporated to less than a penny. The entire investment had collapsed in what became one of the most spectacular crypto crashes in history. While his viewers weren't exactly sympathetic, many pointing out they'd warned him, KSI took the loss with surprising grace, acknowledging the disaster and moving forward. This record-breaking financial loss didn't just make headlines, it became a cautionary tale about the volatile world of cryptocurrency and the dangers of leverage trading. Now let's shift from devastating losses to absolutely legendary wins. Dude Perfect, the group of 5 friends known for their trick shots and athletic challenges, have been smashing world records since their early days on YouTube. Tyler, Garrett, Cody, Corey, and Kobe built their entire brand on attempting the impossible. But in May 2023, they achieved something that seemed physically impossible. Standing atop the Stratosphere Tower in Las Vegas at 856 feet high, they attempted the world's highest basketball shot. The previous record stood at 660 feet, already an incredible achievement. But Dude Perfect wasn't satisfied with just breaking it, they wanted to obliterate it. For 3 days straight, they fired basketballs off the 108th floor sky jump platform. Over 900 attempts, balls veering wildly in the wind, not a single shot hitting the rim. Engineers calculated the odds as basically impossible, 1 in a million. But on the final afternoon of filming at exactly 2:33 p.m., a basketball curved through the air, defied the wind, and swished through the net with a dramatic bank shot. The arena erupted. They'd shattered the previous record by nearly 200 feet, creating a moment so spectacular that even NASA engineers called it miraculous. This wasn't just a world record, it was a testament to persistence and the refusal to give up even when the odds seem insurmountable. Speaking of refusing to give up, Dutch fitness YouTuber Stan Brownie took persistence to terrifying new heights, literally. In August 2022, he set out to break the world record for most pull-ups from a helicopter in 1 minute. The existing record stood at 23 pull-ups, already an insane feat, requiring incredible upper body strength while dangling hundreds of feet in the air. Stan trained for months, working every muscle group to perfection. But when the helicopter lifted off for his first attempt, disaster struck. His grip positioning was off, and he immediately knew the attempt wasn't going to count. The pressure was immense, but Stan didn't quit. He recalibrated, trained even harder, and scheduled another attempt. This time, as the helicopter blades roared above him and the ground fell away below, Stan gripped the landing skids and pulled. Every muscle in his body screamed. The wind whipped around him. But he pushed through the pain, the fear, and the doubt. When Guinness officials reviewed the footage and counted his repetitions, the verdict came in: 25 pull-ups, a new world record. Stan's face said it all. Months of stress, tension, and dedication had paid off in the most spectacular way possible. Not all world records are celebrated, though. Sometimes they're set for all the wrong reasons. James Charles, the beauty YouTuber who became the first male ambassador for CoverGirl, holds one of the most infamous records in YouTube history, the largest subscriber drop ever recorded. In May 2019, fellow beauty influencer Tati Westbrook posted a 43-minute video accusing James of inappropriate behavior. The internet turned against him instantly. Within just 24 hours, James lost 1.2 million subscribers. Over the next 3 days, that number climbed to nearly 3 million, the fastest and largest mass exodus of followers ever witnessed on the platform. Meanwhile, Tati gained millions of subscribers, and the drama consumed the entire beauty community. James eventually released his own video explaining his side, but the damage was done. Years later, when underage victims came forward with allegations against him, the subscriber count plummeted even further. This record wasn't a badge of honor. It was a digital scarlet letter marking one of YouTube's darkest controversies. Let's lighten the mood with something more positive and delicious. YouTuber Airrack, known for his high production challenges and stunts, teamed up with Pizza Hut in January 2023 to create the world's largest pizza. This wasn't just slightly bigger than the previous record holder. This was a monster measuring 13,990 square feet. To put that in perspective, it's bigger than most people's homes. The logistics were absolutely insane. They used 13,653 pounds of dough, nearly 5,000 pounds of marinara sauce, over 8,800 pounds of cheese, and roughly 630,000 pieces of pepperoni. The pizza was assembled and baked in sections at the Los Angeles Convention Center, following strict food safety guidelines. When Guinness officials measured the final product, it blew away the previous record. But here's what made Airrack's achievement even better. Every single slice, all 68,000 of them, was frozen and donated to charities across Los Angeles. He didn't just break a record, he fed thousands of people in need. But if you think that's extreme, meet Norm, the Australian YouTuber who's built his entire brand on pushing his body to unthinkable limits. In 2024, Norm attempted multiple world records that genuinely concerned his viewers. He stayed awake for over 200 hours straight until both YouTube and Kick banned his live stream out of health concerns. He spent an entire month in solitary confinement with no light, testing if it would drive him insane. And then there's the one that sounds almost comical. He sat on a toilet seat for longer than anyone in recorded history. But perhaps his most viral moment came when he stood completely still for 38 hours in a public space. People tagged him with spray paint. Someone put a MAGA hat on his head. Strangers smeared mustard across his face, drew mustaches, and cracked eggs on him. Someone even called the police, but Norm didn't move, not a single muscle. For 38 consecutive hours, he remained frozen like a statue while the world tested his resolve. When it was finally over, he'd set a new benchmark for human endurance and sheer willpower. His viewers were both amazed and deeply concerned, with many begging him to stop putting his health at risk for content. Now let's talk about the Paul brothers, who've made a career out of headline-grabbing stunts and record-breaking purchases. Jake Paul entered the record books in 2024 with the most expensive boxing outfit in history. For his highly publicized fight with Mike Tyson, Jake commissioned an outfit worth a staggering $1 million. It featured 380 carats of diamonds, diamond-encrusted boxing shorts with his name in precious stones, jewel-covered boots and jacket, a $7 million watch, and diamond ear coverings worth $100,000 each. The internet had mixed reactions. Some called it an astronomical waste of money that could have housed and fed hundreds of families. Others saw it as the ultimate flex in combat sports history. Critics argued he'd never wear the outfit again, making it an absurd expenditure. Regardless of opinion, Jake had officially spent more on a single boxing outfit than anyone in the history of the sport, cementing his place in the record books. Not to be outdone, his brother Logan Paul made his own record-breaking purchase in the world of collectibles. In July 2021, Logan acquired a PSA Grade 10 Pikachu Illustrator card, considered the holy grail of Pokemon cards, for $5.275 million. This wasn't a straightforward cash purchase. Logan traded his PSA Grade 9 version of the same card worth $1.275 million, plus $4 million in cash to upgrade to the perfect 10 rating. Guinness World Records officially verified it as the most expensive Pokemon trading card sold at a private sale. Logan debuted the card at WWE's WrestleMania, wearing it in a custom $80,000 necklace. The purchase sparked debates about whether cardboard could truly be worth millions, but for Logan, it was a childhood dream, realized on the grandest scale possible. He later announced plans to sell fractional ownership of the card through a platform he co-founded, allowing fans to collectively own a piece of trading card history. But let's talk about someone who earned their records through pure dedication and consistency. PewDiePie, the Swedish gaming YouTuber who dominated the platform for nearly a decade, holds multiple historic milestones. In December 2016, he became the first individual YouTuber to reach 50 million subscribers, earning a custom play button from YouTube. But his most significant achievement came in August 2019 when he crossed the 100 million subscriber threshold. This made PewDiePie the first individual creator, not a company or music label, to hit this monumental number. The achievement was even more impressive considering he'd been locked in a months-long subscriber battle with T-Series, an Indian music company. Fans launched the Subscribe to PewDiePie campaign, spreading the message across the globe. When he finally hit the milestone, it marked the end of an era where individual creators proved they could compete with corporate giants on YouTube. Though MrBeast has since surpassed him, PewDiePie's legacy as the king of YouTube for nearly 10 years remains unshakable. Speaking of MrBeast, no conversation about YouTube world records would be complete without mentioning the undisputed champion of record-breaking content. Jimmy Donaldson has shattered so many Guinness World Records that he practically needs a separate warehouse to store all the plaques. But his most impressive achievement came with Beast Games, his reality competition show that launched on Amazon Prime in late 2024. Beast Games broke over 40 official Guinness World Records during production. It featured the largest prize pool in entertainment history at $5 million. It had the most contestants ever in a single competition with 1,000 players. It awarded the largest physical cash prize on set for a reality show. Every single aspect of the production was designed to break boundaries and redefine what's possible in entertainment. MrBeast didn't just create content, he engineered history-making moments on an industrial scale. But perhaps the most heartbreaking and beautiful record belongs to Technoblade, the beloved Minecraft YouTuber who passed away from cancer in June 2022. At the time of his death, his channel had 10.8 million subscribers. But something remarkable happened in the weeks and months that followed. His subscriber count didn't just continue growing, it exploded. Fans around the world subscribed to honor his memory, support his family, and ensure his legacy lived on. By August 2022, his channel had reached 15 million subscribers. By May 2025, it crossed 20 million. More importantly, the community rallied to donate over $500,000 to the Sarcoma Foundation of America in his name. Technoblade now holds the record for most followed deceased YouTuber in the world. But this record isn't about numbers, it's about impact. It's proof that some creators leave marks so deep on their audiences that their influence transcends mortality. His courage and remarkable strength inspired millions and continues to save countless lives through ongoing charitable contributions made in his honor. These YouTubers didn't break records by following formulas or playing it safe. They took massive risks. They failed spectacularly. They succeeded against impossible odds. They spent fortunes, endured pain, faced controversy, and sometimes left legacies that will outlive them all. Some records came from triumph, others from tragedy, and a few from sheer recklessness. But every single one tells a story about the lengths creators will go to leave their mark on the world. Because at the end of the day, these records aren't just about being the first, the fastest, or the most extreme. They're about creators who understood that in the attention economy of YouTube, ordinary isn't enough. You have to be extraordinary. You have to do something so unexpected, so ambitious, or so utterly insane that the world can't look away. Whether that means standing still for 38 hours, buying a $5 million Pokemon card, or creating a pizza the size of a basketball court, these creators proved one thing beyond doubt. World records aren't just broken, they're shattered.